top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Mashed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Frankie Candles, and in this video, we're going to go over an indicator that can help you identify market trends, entry and exit points, and determine if an asset is overbought or oversold. But before we get into it, be sure to join the CandleMafia by liking and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to head over to frankiecandles.com to check out all of our great deals that we've worked out for you guys. Today, we're gonna be talking about the Stochastic RSI. It sort of works like a normal RSI or relative strength index, except there's a stochastic oscillator added to this that makes it more sensitive and makes it work a little bit faster and react to price a little bit quicker. This indicator was created in the 1990s by Stanley Kroll and Tushar Chand. It's one of the most used indicators in all forms of trading. If you look up the word stochastic, you'll see that the definition is randomly determined, having a random probability distribution or pattern that may be analyzed statistically but may not be predicted precisely. That definition perfectly aligns with how this indicator works, because it's faster and more sensitive than a normal RSI, but this indicator can give you more signals and more opportunities to get in or out of a trade. But sometimes they aren't exactly perfect. This is why you should never trade off the information of just one indicator. I talk about this all the time on my channel. You have to pair what you get from this indicator with several other ones. You can use things like Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, the DXY, things like this to add some more confirmations. And then you'll have a better idea of the big picture of what's going on. For this video, let's fully explain what the Stochastic RSI is and how it works and how to use it. Without getting too much into the weeds on the math stuff, this indicator is the result of when a stochastic oscillator formula is combined with a normal RSI. What you get is a range between 0 and 1 with a 0.5 as the center line. This is usually multiplied by 100, and the range is 0 to 100 with 50 as a middle line, where 20 is oversold and 80 is overbought. Typically, the time setting to produce the stochastic number is 14 periods. So if you're looking at a daily chart, it's the last 14 days, or on the hourly chart, it's the last 14 hours. Some traders like to change the time period to 21 periods so there's more information taken into account. So be sure to play around with the settings and see what works for you. The Stock RSI is commonly paired with a 3-day simple moving average to reduce the risk of trading into fake signals. When it's paired with the 3-day SMA, it reads sort of like a MACD, where the Stock RSI line crossed the 3-day is the entry point, and where it goes back under, that's the exit point. The center line is really important on this indicator because when the 50 line is used as support, that indicates the continuation of an uptrend. But when it's used as resistance, that's a signal the chart is going to keep falling. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. I'm gonna show you guys how to get the Stock RSI on your charts, how to read it, and we'll find some examples of where it was able to read the market very, very well. Let's get into it. So here we are on the Bitcoin daily chart. Now, to add the Stochastic RSI to your chart, you're gonna wanna go ahead to your indicators button right here, click on it, and type in STOC. You start typing it and you'll see it pops up right here. I have it favorited, but if you don't, it'll pop up right here. Stochastic RSI, go ahead and click that one time. Now, you'll notice that it looks very similar to the regular relative strength index or RSI, but you do notice that you have two lines here. You have the orange line and the blue line. Now, this is the K line and the D line. The K line is in blue and the D line is in orange. Now, you'll notice here, similar to the MACD, when you have the blue line cross below the orange line, you see that it starts a downtrend. You can see here that we're a little bit overbought. You're coming above this positive 80 line, this dotted line right here. When you come over the positive 80 line, like we did right here, you can consider that overbought. And then you see that the blue line crosses below the orange line, indicating that there is going to be some momentum to the downside, and you can see price took a dive. So this is essentially how it works, right? It does move a little bit quicker than the RSI, and I'll show you and compare it to the regular RSI in just a second. But anytime you see these lines crossing, it could be indicating a reversal. The way I would use it is you would want to wait for the stock RSI to read overbought or oversold. You're going to wait for the orange line or the blue line to cross. Whether you're overbought or oversold, that would depend on which one you want to cross. You want to come into an overbought territory. So here we are. You can see here, we rode all the way up and now we're over that 80 line right here and we're in overbought territory. And you can see right here, we did get a little bit of a cross, but then bounced back up. And then we finally got another cross right here. And you can see from then on, you go on to a pretty big downtrend, right? Similarly, you can see here when we come below the 20 line, it could be considered oversold, and then you get the blue line crossing over the orange line, and you get a move to the upside, right? So it works very similar to the RSI. But having these two lines on the stochastic, you're able to kind of get these MACD-like signals. Now, obviously, you don't want to use this alone. As I just stated in the intro, you want to use multiple confirmations, right? This is self-explanatory. It's your trading fundamentals. You never just want to trade based off of one indicator because, you know, something like this can happen where you get the signal to enter, but you just wind up coming back up, right? You get the signal to enter, you get into a short, right? And then you just come right back up before finally coming down. So you don't want to get wrecked like that. Now, if you pull up an indicator such as Lux Algo, like I have right here, you'll notice as we were getting, you know, our signal to possibly have a reversal to the downside, you can see on Lux Algo, you can see we had green candles indicating that we might continue the uptrend. And you could see as we get the crossover on the stochastic RSI right here, the actual correct signal to enter a short. You can see here, if you wait just a little bit, you do get a sell signal on Lux Algo right here, and you could have rode this down for a lot of profit, right? If you go ahead and measure that, you could have rode it down for a potential 46% profit. You don't even need leverage to make money with that kind of move. But this is just one of the ways that you can confirm. You can use Market Cipher A, Market Cipher B, look for those bearish divergences. The key takeaway is that you don't want to trade just based off of the stochastic RSI. You want to get these confirmations like a sell signal. You could ride it down a little bit, and then you get another strong sell signal on Lux Algo here as well. If you guys want to sign up for Lux Algo or Market Cipher, we did work out some pretty good deals for you guys, the Candle Mafia. If you head over to frankiecandles.com, you will see all our deals there. I do believe you get a 20% discount, maybe a little bit more on Lux Algo, and you can check out the rest of our deals there as well. You can also check the links in the description down below. So that is just some ways that you can avoid some fake signals for the stochastic RSI, because you obviously don't want to just trade based off of this, but you can use things like Lux Algo or Market Cipher A to add some confirmations. Now, another part of the stochastic RSI that you want to pay attention to is going to be this center line right here, and that is the 50 line, right? So it's just the center line. Now, the reason this is important is because if the stochastic RSI finds support on top of this 50 line, it could indicate that you're going to get another move to the upside. So you can see here, we were a little bit overbought right here. We had the blue line cross below the orange line, indicating that we may come down a little bit. And we did come down. Price did make its way down just a little bit. You see that the stochastic RSI begins to turn around on that 50 line, finding support, indicating that we may come back up, never to enter the oversold region. And when you see the stochastics bounce off that 50 line, you can expect another move to the upside, especially if you're getting the crossover of the blue line over the orange line. And you can see right there, obviously overbought. We had a little move to the downside, a little move to the downside, found the support on the 50 line right here, and price came back up for another move to the upside. This is another piece of the stochastic that you definitely want to pay attention to, and that is the 50 line. So you have the 80 line here, and anything over this line would be considered overbought. Then you have the 50 line, which you want to make sure that you keep an eye on, because not only can you find support on this line, but just like right here, you can bump into it and hit resistance. So you might be looking here and seeing this crossover happen, being like, oh, we might get another move to the upside, but you are only to get rejected off of the 50 line to come back down, right? And you see that reflected in the price. You came down, thought you were coming back up, but then you hit off that 50 line and came back down. So you want to also pay attention to the 50 line. And below that, you have the 20 line, and anything below this 20 line would be considered oversold, right? So this is oversold, indicating that we are on the verge of a reversal. Obviously, then you get the crossover of the blue line over the orange line, and you get the move to the upside. Now, before I let you guys go, I do just want to mention, I recommend that you guys pull up the regular RSI and the stock RSI together and kind of compare how they react with price action. So you see here, the regular RSI is overbought, overbought, overbought as price is coming to the upside, whereas the stochastic RSI actually reacted to these little tiny dips that we had in this uptrend a lot more aggressively, right? So RSI comes up, you get this tiny little red candle here, and the RSI stays overbought, but the stochastics came all the way down to that center line, even a little bit lower before coming up again. And you can just see that the stock RSI does react off of price a little more, whereas the RSI is a little bit slower, and that little red candle that we got right here, the regular RSI was still overbought and just didn't react as aggressively to the price action. So guys, I think that's all I got. Like I said, I just wanted to give you guys a little intro to the stochastic RSI. Stay tuned in the future. We most likely will be coming out with maybe some trading strategies based off of the stochastic RSI and some additional content digging a little deeper. Now, we only used the stock settings that come with the indicator. We didn't adjust any different settings. We just used the default settings. Maybe we'll come out with some videos kind of tweaking those settings to what I like best. But again, I just wanted to give you guys a quick intro and let you know a little bit about how the indicator works and how you can use it to add it to your tool belt. Very important, not just use it alone, but add it to your tool belt to add a little bit more confirmation to your trades. So with all that being said, guys, that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command line.